be going through and showing that the revamps of all the Prime Warframes coloring. So, as we can see, might have to remove that.
There it is.
See, Warframe. For Ash, we have all of this, as you can see as I zoom in. Lovely. Definitely looks a lot brighter than its default. For me, the default coloring for all of these Warframes was just too weak. Here's Atlas, default. Here's Atlas's new. His default and his new. We have Banshee. This is her default and her new. Default and new. Let's see, Baroque. Default, new. All I really did was just make them brighter, make them stand out more. Make them feel like they are brand spanking new. So, chromas. Oop, pairs on. Chroma's default is new. This one actually, I was at a bit of a loss with the silver here because I didn't want to make it too dark that it didn't seem to stand out, because for me it was a clear difference on the default. Like, there's clearly a difference in the coloring of that to that, but I mean, who knows. Ember, default, new. Like I said, it's fresh off the factory. It's just lovely. You know? But I will say the chest portion here seems a bit on the darker side. Not really sure how I want to go about correcting that. Equinox, default, new. This one, I really want to change that blue to a different color, because I wanted to make it darker. I just don't know how I'm going to do that. I mean, I'm quite limited on my colorings here. Do I even have one that's darker? I guess there's this one. Like, it feels like it's still dull a bit. But I mean, that is the Gamma palette, and I don't have Classic, so I can't use Classic. And I don't have Saturated either. This would have been the color I would have chosen anyways, on the Saturated. This feels better for Equinox. Damn. Excalibur, we've got old and... Oh, no, that's not what we wanted. Old and new. Come on now. The old and new. Ironically, his scarf doesn't seem to change color. Like, it doesn't seem to get any darker. Now that I think about it. No, it does. Weird. We have Frost in all of his default glory, and then his revamp, which honestly does not seem like it changed a whole lot outside of his shoulders, the accents of the whole prime mechanic, and I just realized I think I just forgot to add back Rhino's prime stuff, but that might get defaulted with the and all that. So yeah, it's kind of nice, actually. Like I couldn't find a tan that was. There's a blemish. That blemish needs to disappear. Let me go fix that. I already have a Hellmonth charger. I don't need another. Have you lost your mind? Yes! Yes, I have. Hellmonth, I do not give a damn. Seymour, we don't need it. Anyways, back to all of that. There's a blemish. There was a blemish on him. So now we have Gara, default, and her lovely new. Okay, need to remove this one. This way you can have a proper comparison. Gara is default, her new. I mean, it's clear. Much more vibrant. Gerda. Unlike some of the others, some of the last Warframes I decided to colorize, they're actually already in their revamped color versus their default, because some of the others that had their default first, I had set to, well, a color palette that is, well, my choice, and wasn't, I would say, something I wanted to show on stream as of right now. The one viewer knows what I'm talking about, but Gerda's default with her revamp definitely looks more vibrant. Like I said, the concept of the remaking of the colors is to make it look new. Makes it look like it's fresh off the press. Goss's default with its revamp. And doesn't seem to change much, I will admit. But like I said, it just makes it stand out. Okay? Like I said, it's just to make it pop out. Now we have Grendel, Chunky Boy. This one, I don't know why I went with orange and not the default yellow I would have gone with. For whatever reason, the orange just seems to fit better with Grendel, because this yellow just does not, it seems a little too bright, you know? And if I try to dull it a bit, it just doesn't fit. That's why I went with orange instead of the yellow. But yeah. Harrow. This is his default. I actually tried to make Harrow's original, at least on the first one, I tried to make him look a bit like Caustic from, I would say, Apex Legends. That one kind of failed a little bit. It's kind of hard to bring a character that has an entirely different color palette that doesn't sit well with the Warframes coloring and all that. So it was very hard to get Caustic's look to appear in here. If you're wondering why I would have chosen Caustic to be in Warframe anyways, well, he's got that gas mask, look about him. There's Hildren, her default, and her revamp. Honestly, I feel like the blue here's a bit bright. Actually, this would be a better fit. Yeah, that one's just a bit better on the fit. In keeping with the true colors. Yeah, for whatever reason. Hold on. Because this felt too light, this feels too dark, and I don't quite have... There it is. I don't quite have smoke. But if I had to choose one from smoke, I'd probably choose this one right here. That way there's a clear distinction between the shoulder pads and the arms and stuff like that. Because like I said, that just feels a bit dark. And I don't have one that's lighter. So that would have been the coloring choice for Hildren Prime. Let's revamp. Now we have Hydroid. Hydroid's default. And his revamp. Like I said, it just makes the coloring stick out. You know? Now we have Inaros. I think the blue should also be that, where is it? I think the blue should also be this one here. But it's weird because it still feels like it's not right for whatever reason. Maybe this one? Like I said, I'm trying to keep them in line with their DE's original color theme for each of the frames. I'm just trying to make the colors stand out a bit more. If I seem to be repeating myself, I do apologize. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to actually go about this whole business. REVAMP Prime, her default, and then her revamp. I did like, I really don't know I really don't know how to go about explaining all of this. Of course, some of my more new ones are going to have. Yes, you may be weak, Seymour, but there's something that you must remove for me. Thank you. Like I said, I have a helmet charger already. I don't need assists, not on primes. So, as we go about comparison, like it just turns out more. For whatever reason, I don't like the jellyfish stuff. I wish you could like remove it, because it didn't quite go well with my color scheme that I had wanted to use. And no, not because it didn't go well with their revamp colors. It didn't go well with the colors I wanted to use for my bar. The jellyfish. Ooh, there we go. Cora. This is her default. And here's her revamp. Yeah. How did I miss that? There we go. So, whee. Now I haven't actually really done anything for the Venari Prime. The Venari Prime's actually using the coloring. You know what? There we go. We're just going to set that to default, I guess. For now. So, I still have to do this one. You know what? Why not do it now? Mesa Yellow. It's about the best I could probably do. Base color is derelict. Nope. Let's see, natural color? No, we don't need the natural. Night is white. That seems a bit better. This one's going to be that one. So we can keep that one at what was that? Derelict black? Yeah, derelict black. But I feel like we can get a bit singularity black. There we go. That one's better. Tertiary color, which is probably going to be the purple here. I guess Darvo, because I don't think I have any other purple. Yeah, that's the only one I have for purple. Now the emissive, is that the eyes? No? Energy. I'm going to assume this is the eyes. No? Well, we'll just leave those as default then. So the Venari Prime for Cora, revamp. Oh, and we can't forget Cora's melee. The revamp colors with her default. Like I said, just brought to stand out more. Lux Prime, I guess we can showcase this one. Now the Lux Prime does, since the Lux Prime also has it's pretty much the same as the Lux Prime, just that was with Rhino's coloring. This is the default, there's the revamp, it's just yeah. For whatever reason, Rhino Prime's color palette that I decided to use for that actually looks pretty good with the Aklex. Anyways, before we get sidetracked, Limbo. Limbo's default with his revamp. Doesn't seem to change much, but like I said, brighter is better, in my opinion. Makes him really look like they stand out. Like I said, I feel like this should be their default Prime and all that. Like the whole point of Prime is that they're, I would say, better. They are supposed to look nicer. They're supposed to be in their prime. Loki's weird. I feel like his was that tan that I just couldn't find and had to settle on a slightly different scheme. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I just wish I had access to a tan that would work. Let's see. Can I even... Do we have one? No, that's too... That one's too blue and green. That one's too red. Daybreak. Nope, nope, no. Eximus. Still too blue. That one's too green. Orkin. Oof. I guess if I had to say, I'd probably use one of these two. But it still feels like it's too white. Storm, nope. These are technically supposed to be based off of the Warframe colors. Let me try to do a comparison. For whatever reason, I feel like this is the color they defaulted used on him. And I don't know why when you reapply it, it looks like it would be better, but at the same time, like it's weird. Why does applying a color that technically is already applied make it look better? Yeah, I just don't know. anyways, we've got Mag Prime in her default, and then her revamp. Which, yeah, nothing really changed outside of, well, that and maybe the kneecaps. So, yeah, sorry, just woke up fairly recently. Let's see, Mesa, default, Prime. Oof. I just saw it. Have no fear. Nope, it's this one. So, now, since we're talking about that, we also have to go through the regulators. The regulators were designed to essentially copy the Warframe colors. I mean, they're pretty much, that's pretty much what they are. It's just a copy of the Warframe colors. But, there we have Mesa with the person's revamped colors. Just to show you that it is revamped. So, now we're going to Mirage, her default colors, and her revamp. Goodbye, sis. We don't need you. I probably will have to do that quite a few times in the making MCs. But, yeah. Let's see, Necros, his default, and his revamp. Come on, Necros, you don't need to be that noble. I do think that the red is a bit on the dark side. We don't need that because that just ends up screwing that up. Do I have anything on the lighter side? Yeah, I just don't know why it changes that much. Red, orange. So let's see, go from there. Let's see if we can't put a orange on. I mean, it does stand out, but I also feel like it's not as vibrant as it should be. I mean, this you can clearly tell. Let's see. Then we go with Neza. This is actually her default. Or I don't know why I think of Neza as a her. It's technically a he. But yeah. I guess seeing these little tails, kind of, ends up making me think of Miku. So, Nidus. This one was weird because while yes, the blue here is technically blue, it's weird trying to emphasize it and all that. Like, I like Nidus. I just feel like his is just the revamp I made for him is just a bit more weird. Now we have Nova. Nova's in her revamped colors already. She was one of the last ones I did. I don't have editing software. If I had editing software, I would sit here and cut out the removal of the cysts portions. This way, all you see is just the Warframes. But, this is Nova's revamped colors. I do have a plan in the making for Nova. Not for colors, but just for what I'm going to end up using her as. See? It just brings out the colors more. Makes it stand out. Definitely brighter. Definitely more vivid. That's Nova. Man, we still have 4, 8, 12, 14. Yeah. Nyx. This is Nyx's default. It's weird because I actually don't like the way Nyx's Prime looks, and even Nyx's non-Prime I dislike. Like, it is weird. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just don't like... I'm guessing it's the head. Because for whatever reason, that just throws me off. But here's Nyx's revamps. All they really do is just make them brighter. Baron. I actually didn't want to reset his A slot because I had Baron's, or at least Baron Prime's colors set to his non-Prime color scheme, which is this white and green. But this is his default, and this is his rework, I would say. You're not all that noble. If I had to say, I think I might have screwed up somewhere on the... Yeah, I think I might have made the horns itself a little too dark. Was that the secondary? Yeah, it was the secondary. If I had to choose a color, and it would have to be through smoke again, I'd probably choose this one as a rework for him. That way it's not exactly that dark, but it's not too light either. It's just in my opinion. I feel like this is better on him. Now there's Octavia. Here's Octavia's defaults and her rework. Which, yeah, it really doesn't look like anything's changed outside of it getting brighter. But that was the whole point. They're supposed to look like they're brand new. That's all it is. Revenant. Default. Rework. Oop. No, Revenant, you're not all that normal. What's nice about Revenant's energy effect is that you can set it to black here, and it will, unless you're straining your eyes to see the smoke, you actually can't see anything. Now here's Rhino's. This is Rhino's default versus his prime. Now, one of you's already gotten to see, or not see, but hear that I had no I couldn't really do anything regarding the tans. The tans being this whole area here. I don't think there is an appropriate tan. I think it's either this one or it's this. I think, yeah, this one would definitely work better on him for at least the body area. And for this portion, it would have to be, where is it? Was it Dojo that had it? Yeah, it would have to be, I don't want to make it the exact same. I think that was the one I used for the other spot. I would have to use this one, if you can imagine, and all that. But yeah, for some odd reason, this whole color palette here works quite well with a lot of other weapons. It's weird. Saren Prime in all of her Revamp to Glory. Yeah, this is the Saren Prime's revamped colors, and this is the default. It definitely sticks out. Like, you probably wouldn't even really notice it that much, but it does stick out. It is definitely brighter than its default. Now we have Titania. This is Titania's default, and this is her revamp. Like I said, we're washing away all the grime and dirt, making them look new, beautiful, quite special. Trinity in all of her revamped glory. Yeah, nothing much really changes. She just gets brighter, more vivid. Valkyr. This one, for whatever reason, I wanted to do a Green Goblin for, appearance-wise, as a different color scheme to a revamp. But this is his revamp. Like I said, polished, brand new, fresh off the factory. Now we have Volden. This is Volden's revamp. You know, I've always wondered this. Okay, so yeah, his shoes are definitely interesting. So Vault. I actually had to reattach these on his Prime, or I should say on his Revamp, because yeah. Also, you see that nice sleek shine. You can just tell it's fresh off the factory. Remember, these things were created, not, and all that. I wonder that fresh off the factory look. Now we have Wisp. This is Wisp's default. And a rework. And now we have Wukong. His default. Apparently a lot of people seem to be having parts of those there we go. There we go. Anyways, Wukong's default and his revamp. His default, his revamp. Like I said, factory new. And last but not least, we have Zephyr. Now, this is his revamp in comparison to his default. No. Oh, right, but I thought for a second there he had assist. So, as you can see, this is the burst-in, default, prime, or revamp. But that's not the only one I did with the revamps. There's the bolter, revamp, versus the default. There's the Fullman. Come on up. Fullman's revamp. We've got the Gatva revamp, which oddly enough goes well with Rhinos. Color palette. In fact, it worked so well I actually didn't bother to actually do a default revamp for him for the Gatva Prime. We have the Nagantaka Prime. That's the revamp versus the default. It's actually weird because the Nagantaka makes me think of the Garuda. And, hey there, Michelle. And of course, I was talking to Neko, but he's currently watching my stream on Primes and the whole revamps. because I revamped a lot of the Prime's colors.
I'm playing Minecraft at the moment.
I see. Anyways, back to the streams Primes. We have the Panthera Prime. I think I should have done a different color for the blue here. Where is it? Saturated. I think this one would have been better for it. Yeah, this one would have been better. Just looks nicer. Oh, and how does the classic one? Because I have the class. Yeah, the classic one doesn't look as vivid. And the gamma just would have been too dark. Yeah, too bland. So yeah, this would have been the color I would have used for the Panthera's blue. If I had it. Let's see. In comparison. I mean, the blue still makes it look like it's fresh off the factory, so we can always go with that. But it really makes you wonder if this was the fresh off the factory blue. How the hell did it get? What the hell did it go through to get to that dark of a blue? Let's see. Then we have the Paris Prime. This is the revamp versus the default. Then there's the Phantasma Prime. This was the revamp versus the default. The Rubico Prime, revamp, default. Let's see, and that's all for the primaries. Now we have the secondaries. The Bronco, the AK Bronco Prime, which is just two Broncos. Revamp versus the default. It's really odd how Rhino Prime's revamped colors work so well with some of these secondaries. We already got to see the AK Lex, the Lex Prime. Let's go with the Pandero. And that's it for the secondaries. Now we have the melees, the dual carries. You've already got to kind of see, but we'll show one more time. Then we have the Glaive Prime. This is the revamp. The energy effect that you saw in the revamp was because of the mods versus the default. Then we have the Orthos Prime, revamp versus default. This one was, the pole arms are kind of hard to recolorize with newer colors due to you have to practically squint to see the changes, but I can assure you I did, well, if this is any indication, I did do some changes. There's the Orthos. Then there's the Reaper Prime. This one, the base was made off of Rhino Primes. It's weird how it actually fits so well. But as you can see, just brings out the colors a bit more. Rhino's color scheme did change the Reaper Prime's blade color to be a lot darker in the revamp, but yeah. Then we have this Tatsu Prime. That's currently all the primes I currently have access to on stuff like that. Now, I was sitting there trying to figure out what was causing the energy effect on it, but I don't have anything on it. So, and that's not something you can change the color on. Oh no, you actually can. Weird. Didn't change the last time. I guess if I had to choose one that looked right, I would go between this and and this. That way it's a bit of both. Yeah, with some of these weapons, it's hard to show. That's why I had to sit there and... When I was doing all of this, I had to sit there and damn well near, you know, spin it constantly because I had to see what was changing what. And that's all for the primes on the Warframe side of things. Now we have the Helios Prime. Helios versus his default. Like I said, fresh off the factory. And then the only other prime that I happen to have access to is Shade. His revamp versus his default. You're a duck, Michelle.
I know. It's the most default sound, but it's so funny.
I was gonna say, I'm not a duck, you're a duck.
I just said, I know. And then I said it's the most easy sound, but it's funny.
Of course it is. And so, that's all the primes I have access to as of right now. So, that has been an interesting stream on primes and the revamped colors. So, hope y'all enjoyed it. Because
The duck has spoken.
I will have to more than likely do another stream on like weapons, for weapons exclusively. But when I get all of the weapons, but this is just what I have for now.